I've grown up as a dancer and an artist. It's just easier for me to say that I am a creative artist because I've always been a writer. I've always been involved in theater. Whether it's literature or music, that's just been a part of my life since I was a young kid. And then in college, I studied theater formally. And even under theater, it was stage management, acting, directing. After I moved to New York, so around 2010, is when I became more of a professional performer as far as dancing. And that has been pole dancing and striptease. And so I'm a creative artist. At this point, it's been over 7 years of training and about 5 or 6 years of performing. And also what's a little different for my training is that it wasn't just pole dancing. My school also taught us striptease, floor work, how to use props, if you only have an ottoman and a wall and a tree, how to use that for performance. And so like I don't have a formal burlesque background, but because of my specific training in pole dancing, it made the transition easier. When I first started dancing full-time, I had a hard time calling myself a burlesque dancer. I didn't want to do that, and now I'm able to embrace it. I was looking for any other name. I was like, oh, I think it's erotic, expressive artist, it's striptease specialist. And this is why. I know that there are different styles of burlesque, but what I mainly saw was either like slapstick, oh, ooh, nah. And that works for some people, but not for me. Or I just saw a certain like style or genre, like that pinup, vintage, like everyone channeling Marilyn Monroe and we're all the bombshell. And that's not my story when I dance. So I was like, oh, I'm not a burlesque dancer. I don't do that. The best part of my job is that I get to be in community expressing sensuality and eroticism. Like we just are often led to believe that needs to be a private matter. And I think there are some things that you can decide to be private about, but I think it's important that certain aspects of eroticism are shared within community. And I don't even think as a country or even the world we quite know how to be in community with eroticism. When I am not performing, if I had to pick a title, it would be director of marketing. I deal a lot with, I'm either giving advice, consulting, or just giving direct feedback on what we should do as far as, say, social media or branding or creating our visual guidelines or our press kit, or new strategies to try with influencers or how to get the cast more involved with promoting the show, things like that. And then even, I also do a lot of ad hoc things, but a lot of that stuff even falls under marketing. Like if a cast member reaches out to me and say, can you shoot some headshots for me? I'll do that. Or if it's filming something or even designing graphics, it's still mostly all the ad hoc things I do fall under marketing. As far as business consulting, if it's helping write a memo or a checklist. I make lots of spreadsheets and documents, a lot. We define a burlesque show in its original context and that it's a variety show. So you're just gonna see a lot of different acts. And so I was just thinking, could you have a burlesque show without a burlesque dance? Yeah, you could. I think that it's just a visceral art form and very sensual to watch anyone dance. Then it takes it to another level when they are stripping out of their clothes. And then it's a whole other level when there is, again, that subtext of eroticism. Certain things you have to see in motion. right? And sometimes they say like you have to get out of your head and like move your body. And I think in that way, that's why the dance numbers also contribute to the show, because we don't talk, like our bodies are talking. What? Now I'm nervous. Y'all gonna see my on-camera personality.
Okay.
Here's a look. Cause I asked that, I want everybody else to answer that question, and now I got it. But you didn't think I was gonna take it there? I didn't. Close up.